Yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Pedro, we got Chef, we got Trashawn, we got John, King Plundtree, Prodigy. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for being here. Do me a huge favor, smack the like button on your way in. Yo, we got a lot to talk about today. Not just Arizona Cardinal news, because we got Madden. We got the Madden overalls, which we're going to spend a little time on, not too much. But we also got an article that came out that was ranking the NFL head coaches, like where they are ranked in 2025. And Jonathan Gannon is very, very disrespected in this specific article. And we're going to be diving into that in terms of where they ranked them. And on top of that, we're going to be talking a little bit about the Micah Parsons drama that's currently going on right now. And of course, whenever things like this have to happen, right, we have to kind of talk about it. Now, do I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be making a big, blockbuster move? I'm going to go ahead and come out here and say probably not, because we haven't seen Monty Ossenfort do anything like this. So we're going to have to kind of lean on the fact that he probably isn't. But it's kind of cool to talk and speculate. Like, this is why we do this, right? To kind of have a conversation back and forth. Right now, we are at the verge of opening the door to football season coming in. Now, yes, we had the Hall of Fame game, right? We had the Hall of Fame game yesterday, which it was an absolute blowout. And yes, we got preseason, but I'm talking about regular season football, right? Regular season football is where it really, really matters. We're sitting in August 1st right now, where we are, a little over 4 weeks away from, I guess, a little over 4 weeks away right now from the start of the regular season for the Arizona Cardinals, opening it up on the road versus the New Orleans Saints. And these are the things that we got to talk about, right? Today we got training camp. This will be a back-to-back days with pads for today on Friday, as well as the red and white practice on Saturday as well, which is a yearly event that the Arizona Cardinals end up doing. So if you guys have time on Saturday, make sure you go and check out the red and white practice. It's going to be pretty fun to go out there and kind of bring the Bird Gang, all the diehard fans to come out there on a Saturday and just kind of listen in, watch to see what the 2025 Arizona Cardinals has to offer. And, use your own eyes, right? You see a lot of clips out there and you kind of have this some sort of narrative, whoever you decide to follow. But, use your own eyes, use your own judgment, use your own experience, and educate yourself and see what this Cardinals team can really accomplish. So let's go and get started, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about some, let's start off with the Arizona Cardinals Madden overalls. It's not that, we're not going to spend too much time on this. Like, I stopped talking about Madden ratings a very long time ago. I believe when I started my channel, I think the first 3 years I was very, very into Madden ratings, because I'm like, oh yeah, the Cardinals need to stop getting disrespected. At this very moment, I can care less. I don't really care, but I know there's some people out there that really care about the Madden ratings. So we're going to go ahead and talk about those Madden ratings right now. There was a post posted on Instagram on the official Arizona Cardinals page, and that's what we're going to be diving into today, just kind of going based off of the big names heading into 2025 and get your guys' I guess, your input and where you feel like these guys should be, because I've been seeing some comments on here. There's a lot of people really upset with Marvin Harrison Jr.'s overall, as well as Kyler Murray's overall. So let's dive into that here right now. Let me go and just do a real quick sharing of my screen so we can all kind of get on the same page together. And here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to start off with the heart and soul of the defense, Budda Baker, which I really do hope he retires, an Arizona Cardinal. He's sitting right now at the 92 overall on Madden 26. I don't think I really have any qualms about this. I guess spoiler alert, there's no 99 overall for the Arizona Cardinals this year. Spoiler alert, but there is no 99 overall for the Cardinals. There's that. There is also Trey McBride at 92. I believe he's the third highest in terms of tight ends in the NFL, if I'm not mistaken, or in this game. So Trey McBride at 92. I got no qualms about this. I feel like it's kind of right there. Of course, once he gets more touchdowns in his name, and he's targeted a lot more in the red zone, I definitely think that number can definitely very well go up. But this is a young rising star for the Arizona Cardinals, a tight end that we've never seen a tight end like this ever. We've never seen a tight end like this in an Arizona Cardinal uniform. So bask in the glory and live in the moment and really realize how good we have it. We never had a player like Trey McBride ever at the tight end position. So he's sitting at 92 right now. Pretty cool. Not worried about that. James Conner, 85. I think I would like to see him more at 88. I feel like James Conner has proven time in and time again. I mean, the only kind of knock on James Conner, and it's not really his fault, is the injury concerns, right? At the end of the day, it's the injury concerns. But like ever since or at least when he's been on the field, he's been the most physical player, the guy that's been, I guess, the heartbeat of the Arizona Cardinals offense. If I'm going to be real, like James Conner is that guy. He brings that level of physicality. So I would like to see him a little bit more at 88. I think that's a little bit more kind of, picking at things at that very moment, but he's like 92 toughness. That should be a 95. Trucking, 91. That should be a 94 or 95. Breaks, tackles, 92, 93. I definitely want to see him there. So if he's somewhere in the 90s with these specific things, I would like them to see him closer to the 90s. Now, of course, there's a lot more rankings to come up with this 85 overall, ranking. But overall, I do think James Conner is, I would rather see him at around 88 or closer to 90 if I'm going to be real. Now, yes, his age is getting up there. There is the injury concerns, but overall, he's a fantastic player for the Arizona Cardinals. I am going to be getting into the comments here soon. So if you guys are thinking, oh, he's not reading the comments, I will be getting into the comments, I promise. I'm just kind of going over them so you guys are aware of what's happening, and then we will be diving into the comments and what you guys are saying and what qualms you guys have about these Madden rankings. We're not going to spend too much time on this. Like I said, it's not that big of a deal, but it is what it is. Josh Sweat, right? 85 overall, ladies and 85 overall. Now, maybe if he was in the Eagles defense, he'd probably be a lot higher, maybe around 89. But I do think that Josh Sweat is going to have a crazy year with the Arizona Cardinals. We are leaning on him to be the best pass rusher on this team, and there's no doubt about it. Obviously, Baron Browning's there, Zayvon Collins is there, and Abiji Ojulari can stay healthy. That would be a really cool tandem, but we are leaning very, very heavy on Josh Sweat to be that alpha male, that dog for us on the defensive line, primarily on that edge position. So he's sitting at 85. We got Paris Johnson Jr. at 84, former 6th overall pick to the Arizona Cardinals, trading out of the top 10, then trading back into the top 10 and getting Paris Johnson Jr. He's sitting at number 84, left tackle of the future for the Cardinals. I got no issue with that. I don't feel like he should be higher. I don't think he should be lower. I do think that he's placed perfectly, if I'm going to be real. Josh Sweat, I would like to see him a little higher, but at the end of the day, I'm not really too worried about it. I want to see what he does with the Arizona Cardinals before I kind of jump on my soapbox. Calais Campbell, pushing 40, still at 82. I think they got to put some respect on the big name. Definitely around 85 is maybe more where I would like to see Calais Campbell, just because he's been an all-pro, even at this late age that he's currently right now. He's still beating guys on the line, and he's been absolutely fantastic, and I'm excited to see what he's going to do with the Cardinals in 2025. Now, this is where it gets actually not here. It's a little bit more. Jalen Thompson, 81. That's crazy to me. I think one of the best duos that we have in safety, and probably one of the best safety duos in the entirety of the NFL. The reason why they don't get a lot of recognition is because they play for the Arizona Cardinals. But Jalen Thompson and Budda Baker, one of the best safety duos in the league, if I'm going to be real. Now, of course, there's some people that are better than them in terms of duos, but like they're definitely top 5, top 6, top 7. Like you probably can't name a better duo than these guys. Like he's at 81. That's disrespectful. Look at all this, man. He's got 95 stamina, 93 acceleration, 90 speed, and you're sitting at 81. Like that's crazy talk to me, but it is what it is. I would rather put him probably late, later part of the 80s, but that's just my opinion. For a whole 80, I would say 81, 82. It is what it is. Garrett Williams, 80. How much times is this guy going to get disrespected? This guy deserves to be like, they upgraded Garrett Williams last year from like the 70-something he was to 80. Now that he's actually done it in his really poor defense last year, well, not poor, but like not great defense last year, he's proven that he can be a really good cornerback. Why not put him at 85? Doesn't make sense to me, but I guess he has to prove it one more time. This is where it gets a little sticky. This is where a lot of people kind of have a lot of issues here, ladies and gentlemen. They got Marvin Harrison Jr. at 79 with an acceleration of 93, speed 93, jumping 93, and they got him at a 70-freaking-9. What the heck is this Madden gods doing? I don't know. I don't get it, but this is where they have him here. Now, again, another kind of hot take out there, or I guess another bold assessment. Kyler Murray at 79. good Lord. This is what the outside noise has on, I guess the perspective of the Arizona Cardinals. Let's be real. Like nobody but this fan base and potentially maybe some other people that are sprinkled out throughout the entirety of the other fan bases are really seeing the Arizona Cardinals as a potential dark horse to go into the playoffs, right? To take that next step. If Kyler can stay healthy and if Kyler can fix the consistency issues, we can definitely very well be a good team. But 79, that is not good. That's not a good ranking, especially if you're labeled as a franchise quarterback and getting top 10, you know, money in terms of quarterback money. 79 is not a good rating. I'm going to be real. Like that is not a good rating. And also to disrespect my current GOAT right now in Marvin Harrison Jr. And of course, I'm being very facetious. But like obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. is one of the most exciting players on this offense, and it's not even a debate. I'm really excited to see what he's going to do in 2025. But this right here is crazy. I do believe that Kyler Murray needs to prove and show a lot here in 2025. But like to keep him in the 70s is nuts to me. I think maybe low 80s. But like I said, that's probably kind of picking at things. But the Marvin Harrison Jr., I feel like I have a little bit more of an issue than I do on the Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, put him in the 80s, at least low 80s, like 83, 82. I feel like that would be a little bit more, it would get people more to the point where they would be okay with that. But Marvin Harrison Jr., man, it wasn't his fault that he didn't crack 1K. It was free Marvin, man. It was not his fault that he didn't crack 1K. Now, yes, he has some things to work on, and we're all expecting a big jump from Marvin Harrison Jr., but this is absolutely outlandish from the Madden gods, and I want to take it to you guys. I want to hear what you guys have to say here in the chat. So if you're watching on X/Twitter or on the YouTube side, let me know what your biggest qualm is in terms of these Madden ratings. We're not going to spend too much time on this. We have a lot to dive into, specifically because there was also a ranking amongst the NFL with ranking the top NFL coaches, right? And the entirety of the staff, not just head coaches, but the entirety of the coaching staff, which we're going to be diving into that. And then we'll be talking about the Micah Parsons drama a little later on. So we got my guy Jay from AZ saying that's crazy. Yeah, it's nuts. John says 79 is kind of in the mid category, which I feel is accurate. Okay. Now, are you saying for Kyler or for Marvin? So if you feel like they're both around that mid category, and you're kind of confident, like, are you saying for both of them? And like I said, I'm going to respect everybody's opinion, right? At the end of the day, I'm respecting everybody's opinion. I'm a little bit more, I guess, teed off from the Marvin Harrison Jr. overall than I am Kyler, because I think he's got a lot to prove this year. But like, at least give him in the low 80s. Come on, like at least crack the 80s. That's nuts to me. But I get it. We're kind of, like Jerry Jones said, it's like circumcising a mosquito, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's pretty much what we're doing at this very moment. But Marvin Harrison Jr., I feel like deserves to be more, but maybe it's time for him to prove it this time around, right? Let's go ahead and, yes, we are going to talk about this. We are going to talk about this a little later on the stream. First, we're going to get to ranking of the NFL coaches per ESPN. Let's continue with the couple comments here in the chat. We got Jakai. What's up? Same with Parsons. We're not making a big move again until next year when Dortch and Beachum are gone with Bilal Nichols and Jones. Kendrick in the chat says, too high for Kyler. Yikes. 5 Theory says, but do we have the money in cap for Terry McLaurin? We got the money. We do got the money. Yeah, we got a good amount of cap space right now. We are the 5th highest right now in terms of cap space for in the entirety of the NFL. Now, would the Cardinals do it? That's a different conversation. But we do got money. We do got money. John in the chat says 85 is probably accurate for Sweat. Okay. Parsons just requested a trade. Yep, we're going to talk about that a little later on as well. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. All right, we got Jude in the chat, says Kyler should be 82. This is kind of where I feel like he should be as well. But like I said, it's probably just kind of circumcising a mosquito, like Jerry Jones said. So, all right, those are your rankings for the Arizona Cardinals in Madden 26. If you're going to purchase it, cool. If you're not, cool at the same time, right? All right, let's move on over to the next topic that I want to talk about, and then we will get back to the Micah Parsons situation. I promise you, we're going to be talking about Micah Parsons a little later on, but let's talk about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk about this. There was an article published earlier this morning by ESPN, and the author is Ben Slowick. Now, great writer. He has a lot of good articles here and there, but what I really want to focus on this article is that there was a ranking of coaches. Now, on this graphic, it does say head coaches, and I apologize about that. It was ranking the coaches, the coaching staff in general, right? So the entirety coaching staff. So that's including coordinators and the head coaches, right? That's what these rankings are. So I apologize about the graphic saying head coaches. It's the entirety of the coaching staff that they are ranking. And honestly, where they rank the Arizona Cardinals is actually kind of not good at all. It's not good at all. Let me do another quick sharing of my screen so you can go ahead and take a look in terms of what I'm seeing here on my end. Let me move my head up here. Perfect. All right. So number 32, they got Brian Dable with Mike Kafka and Shane Bowen in terms of number 32. And of course, the higher you are, or the higher number you are, you don't want to be that high number, right? So number 1, number 2, number 3 is going to be your best guys, right, in this league. Let's keep this going. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars there. Keep it going. We got New Orleans Saints. These are new head coaches. A lot of them are, right? Dallas Cowboys, Brian Schottenheimer, another new head coach. Clayton Adams, former offensive line coach for the Cardinals, now offensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys. They're sitting at number 29. The Jets with Aaron Glenn. The 27, Brian Callahan. 26, Todd Bowles. I don't know what Todd Bowles has to do anymore, but this is pretty low, if I'm going to be real. Atlanta Falcons with Raheem Morris. Carolina Panthers, Dave Canales. 23, Jonathan Gannon. This is what I want to focus on here, ladies, and this is what I want to focus on right here. Number 23, Jonathan Gannon. Offensive coordinator, Drew Petzing. Defensive coordinator, Nick Rallis. Last year, they ranked us number 20. Last year, they ranked us number 20, and now we're sitting at number 23. We regressed per this article, right? We regressed. Let's see what they said. The Cardinals would be much, much higher in the coaching staff who do cool stuff rankings. Gannon, who kept it fairly simple during his time as an Eagles defensive coordinator, has teamed up with Rallis to sow chaos in the defensive backfield with spinning, shifting, 3 safety looks, really unique stuff at this level. Similarly, Petzing has built a multifarious running game out of a heavy set and a thunder and lightning backfield of running backs James Conner and quarterback Kyler Murray. I think this statement, this thunder and lightning, will be a little bit more true this year because Kyler Murray wants to use his legs a lot more, but I like it. At some point, there has to be some fruit on these funky trees. That's weird. Anyways, Arizona is 12 of 22 under Gannon. So 12 wins, 22 losses under Gannon, and has failed to make a postseason. Make it 3 years running, and the seat starts to get hot. There was a positive momentum from 2022 to 2023, especially on the offense. The Arizona Cardinals were 6th success rate and 9 in points per drive, largely on the back of the NFL's most explosive rushing attack. But they can't throw their way back into games, which is a glaring issue for an offense with a second contract quarterback, and they have to throw their way into a lot of games with a defense 30th in success rate. So they got us at number 23. Ben Johnson, brand new head coach, is in front of them. Kevin Stefanski, number 21, ahead of Gannon and crew. Mike Vrabel, new head coach this year, is ahead of Gannon and crew. Mike McDaniel ahead of him. Shane Steichen. Zach Taylor, which, okay, I'll give you that. Mike McDonald going into his second year, already sitting at number 16. Tomlin, Jim Harbaugh, and you can probably guess the rest, right? What do we have to do to get some respect here from the national media? Now, everything that was said in this article is correct, right? So I'm not going to come out here and say, oh, man, it's correct. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. The passing attack last year was very, very inconsistent. Now, the 12 and 22 record under Gannon is not good. Like, let's be real. It's not good. So if the Arizona Cardinals want to find a way to get themselves to kind of look better in the national light, because let's be real, Cardinal fans, we're probably the only ones hyping this team up. Like, let's be real. Like, we're the only ones hyping this team up. There's some people out there, a few kind of, people that think we're going to be dark horses to be a playoff team. I hope so too, as long as we can fix the consistency issues on the offensive side of the ball. But sitting at number 23 is absolutely outlandish. Now, Drew Petzing did have his own coaching. I'm not gonna say like he did have a coaching interview, right, with the Chicago Bears, if I'm not mistaken. Coaching interview. Nick Rallis is probably one of the youngest defensive coordinators in the NFL, and he's probably seen to be as one of the bright spots. Potentially, maybe in a few years, he could potentially be a, head coach, right, or at least a head coaching candidate, right? So to go from 20 to 23 is crazy to me. Now, yes, we won 4 games in 2023. We won 8 games in 2024. What is 2025 going to hold for the Arizona Cardinals? Well, the trajectory is that the Arizona Cardinals should hopefully have 10 digits, double-digit wins and hopefully a playoff berth, right? But this right here is crazy, especially going from 20 to 23 when the Cardinals have actually done better on paper winning games is nuts to me. And on top of that, like, what did Ben Johnson accomplish? What does he accomplish? Nothing. He hasn't accomplished anything. Kevin Stefanski, like, what is his record right now? Does it say on here? No, it does. I don't. Well, at least I don't see it on here. I don't get it. Don't understand it. I don't get it one bit. This is nuts to me. Absolutely nuts. Now, I want to see what you guys are saying here in the chat. My guy Jakai in the chat says we'll be 12 next year. All right. Well, if we make the jump from 23 to 12, let's be real. I think there can be a very, very real possibility that Drew Petzing might find his way into another head or a potential head coaching job. He was a candidate this year. And I know some people took that to say, oh, good. Get him out of here, right? Because some people truly believe that it was all on Petzing. I'm not one of those guys that feel like it's all on Petzing. I think he has a good majority, or a good reason to believe that he did not adjust to this throwing, right? And especially not having specific designated plays for Marvin Harrison Jr. when you picked him 4th overall. That's crazy to me if you didn't have specific plays to get him the ball. So I do blame that on him, right? But there was some plays to be made in specific plays. So there was. So, nuts. Absolutely nuts. Let's continue with the chat. We got Jet in the chat says, is there any legit talks of us getting Micah? No, there's not any legit talks of us getting Micah. And there's no really legit talks of us getting Terry. There's no legit talks of us getting Terry Hendrickson, right? It's just conversation. That's all it is. It's all conversation. Win a Super Bowl? That's fair. Is anyone going to training camp today? Yes, there's going to be a lot of people going to training camp. Well, actually, that's a good question. Anybody in the chat going to training camp? Compared to other years, this year's rankings weren't that bad. I'm not sure if you're talking about the Madden rankings or if you're talking about the coaching rankings. We checked and tried to get Micah. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If the Arizona Cardinals aren't at least calling on any of these guys, we got a problem, right? We got a problem. Too many times have we heard Jonathan Gannon and Monty say that they're going to leave no stones unturned. Well, this is a big stone to turn, right? This is a big stone to turn. So going back to Jonathan Gannon, head coaching, right? It's nuts to me. I don't get this. I really don't get why he's ranked so low. Maybe they look at it as a kind of looking out, and 12-22 is not a good record at all. That's the truth. So maybe this year, when our defense has been absolutely upgraded, maybe we're going to start seeing something different, right? Maybe the respect will be put more on the name of the Arizona Cardinals. Let's hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Now, let's move on over here to what we all want to talk about. And there was some news that dropped this morning by Diana Rossini. And I get it. There's some people that don't believe Diana Rossini is credible or for whatever reason, but it gives us something to talk about, right? It gives us something to talk about. I follow her. I think she does a lot of great work. I know she's got her own podcast as well. And all I can say right now is that, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it because this is the time to talk about these type of stories, right? And how does it affect the Arizona Cardinals? And what could it potentially be to affect the Arizona Cardinals, right? So let's talk about that right now. Diana Rossini ended up making a post earlier this morning talking about Micah Parsons. And this is what we're going to talk about right now. Let's go ahead and upload this screenshot. This is what she posted. Breaking. Micah Parsons and Cowboys' relationship has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures, which could include a trade request or even a declaration that he is severing his relationship with the team, per multiple leak sources familiar with the situation. Now, let's talk about this, right? Let's talk about this. Because this is a big story, right? This is a big story. I've seen a lot of people talking about Micah Parsons. I've seen a lot of people talk about Terry McLaurin. I've seen a lot of people talk about Trey Hendrickson, right? Right now, these are the top 3 big names that can potentially be on the move. Now, will we see Micah Parsons get moved, right? Will we see Micah Parsons get moved? Will we see Trey Hendrickson get moved? Will we see Terry McLaurin get moved? If I was these teams, right, and I'm talking about the Cowboys, and I'm talking about the Bengals, and I'm talking about the Commanders, I wouldn't move off of any of these guys. These guys are focal pieces to a team that can make a position group in another level. Micah Parsons, right, in his mid-20s, projected to have a big jump this year. He's trying to get his own, and he's trying to kind of collect the bag, right? And to his respected right, he should. Trey Hendrickson, I get it. He's already in his 30s, but he's had his relationship with the Bengals, which I think he was really leaning on to, that every single time they said next year, prove it, do it again. Now we're kind of getting to the year where he's not really taking that as an acceptable answer, and he probably shouldn't. Trey Hendrickson, on the other hand, has ended his holdout, but now he's probably doing a hold in. I'm going to be real. I don't want to get fined $50,000 a day of missing a specific training camp. I wouldn't. So I agree with him going back over there. And he said he doesn't want to be a distraction. That's fair. Now, Micah Parsons is what we're talking about. Can they realistically, and I'm talking about the Cowboys, move off of Micah? I mean, the only thing that's going to stop him from staying is, right now, at least per Diana Rossini's report, is probably Jerry Jones, right? In the Jones family. There is an arrogance to that family, which I get it. They're multi-billionaires, right? I get it. Sometimes when you got that type of money, ego gets the best of you, right? Sometimes that happens. Now, there might be some Cowboys fans jumping on here saying, oh, he's not going anywhere. Oh, it's fine, right? This is just a part of negotiations. Well, guess what? A month ago when we were talking about Terry McLaurin, the same things happened with those Commander fans. Those Commander fans came up and said, why are you talking about this? We're going to get this done, right? And guess what? Yesterday, Terry McLaurin was the bigger story than the Hall of Fame game, which, let's be real, the Hall of Fame game was an exhibition game, and it happens every single year. So I'm glad that football's back, but I'd rather see Arizona Cardinals preseason game and, of course, the regular season. So this, Micah Parsons dominated the headline news, and rightfully so. Per Diana Rossini, their contract negotiations have not gone anywhere. They haven't gone anywhere. They're at a standstill, right? And if it doesn't get fixed, other measures can happen. Right? Now, I want to go ahead and show some light here and give some respect and kudos to my guy, Jay Tuck, which does exactly what I do, but for his respected team, and that's the Dallas Cowboys, right? He ended up posting something yesterday. When this whole thing went down, he ended up posting this thing yesterday, right? He posted a picture on X and Twitter. Where to go? 1 second. Yeah, he's posted a lot. He posted a picture of Trayvon Diggs, which is their cornerback, and of Micah Parsons. And guess what? Micah Parsons ended up retweeting his post. Let me share my screen so I can show you guys, right? And this is the thing. I love that these players, they know about content creators. They know about media, right? A lot of times they say to themselves, and it happens with the Arizona Cardinals as well, right? They want to keep things in-house. And rightfully so, right? Rightfully so. Like, they don't want the distractions to come out. But shout out to my guy J Tuck here. He ended up posting this 15 hours ago and says, I'm prepared to burn this app down. He got Micah Parsons there and Trayvon Diggs. That's all. He posted this. And guess what? Who retweeted this? Micah Parsons, the official Micah Parsons. Let me click on this. Boom. That's Micah Parsons. Ended up coming out here and provided this GIF one last time. There's a real issue here. A real issue with Micah and the Dallas Cowboys right now. They're not seeing eye to eye. They're not seeing eye to eye. He can really potentially get moved. And the arrogance of the Jerry Jones family or the Jones family can truly push him out. He wants to get paid. And he deserves it. He deserves it. Micah Parsons has been a fantastic young player, one of the best edge rushers in the entirety of the league right now. And guess what? He's 26 years old. And he's still on his rookie deal right now, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's still on his rookie deal. Let me go to over the cap. Yeah, still on his rookie deal. He's got a guaranteed salary of $24 million, right? He's got a cap hit of $24 million because when you're a first round pick, you have to have, or you give 5 years of a contract. This is 5th year, looking for a contract extension. Micah Parsons wants to get paid. The Joneses doesn't seem like they want to pay him. I don't get it. I don't understand why. But what has Micah Parsons accomplished since 2021, since he's been drafted? Well, guess what? 2021, he had 13 sacks. 2022, he had 13.5 sacks. 2023, he had 14 sacks. 2024, even when the season was lost, he had 12 sacks in 2024. Every single year Micah Parsons has been in the league, this man has provided production for the Dallas Cowboys on the defensive side of the ball. Production. So, does he deserve it? Yeah, he does. He absolutely 110% deserves it. He does. Now, the Jones, Jerry Jones and and the rest of the Jones family, they seem very far off. They seem very, very far off. So it's cool. It's cool that Micah Parsons ended up retweeting my guy Jay Tuck's post and just with a very simple reply, one more time, right? So now we are sitting in August. We're about a little over a month away from the start of the regular season. But damn, oh damn, would it be cool for the Arizona Cardinals to potentially go after a Micah Parsons? Yeah, it would be cool. Will the Arizona Cardinals do it? Well, that's the big question, right? That's the question that we all kind of have to ask ourselves. Every single time I'm asked this, I always go back to, would the Arizona Cardinals do something like this, right? Well, I mean, I would love to say that they have, but they truly, really haven't. Our biggest blockbuster move was probably Baron Browning, and in terms of a trade. I'm not talking about free agency. I'm talking about a trade, right? The biggest trade we've made was probably Baron Browning, which the Cardinals really like him. Obviously, they extended him, so they really like him. And that's no knock to him, right? That's no knock to him at all. But you make a move like that, potentially, a Micah Parsons, a Trey Hendrickson, and maybe even a Terry McLaurin move, then you're telling the rest of the world, hey, we're ready to compete. Hey, we're ready to go for a Super Bowl right now. That's what you're telling the rest of the world. Now, here's the question. Are we ready to tell the world that? Or are we just trying to take the next step? I mean, well, with the moves that we made in this offseason, primarily on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, I think we can honestly say that, hey, we're ready to compete. Maybe not for a Super Bowl. Now, of course, the Arizona Cardinals aren't going to tell you that. But to me, I still think that there's a couple pieces. Wide receiver 3 on the on the offensive side of the ball. On the defensive side of the ball, I'm still a little worried about the inside linebacking position. But overall, from top to bottom, this team seems to be madly upgraded. I would have spent a little bit more time and love on the wide receiver realm, right? Because keep in mind that in free agency as well as the draft, we went so defensive heavy. And Monty has said this multiple times why they went defensive heavy in the draft, right? He wasn't going to pick an offensive guy just to say we got an offensive guy. He said it himself. He's not going to go after an offensive guy just to say, oh, we got an offensive guy. No, he was going to stay true to his board, and whoever was there, he was going to pick, right? And the way it landed was defense, 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 offense, defense, 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 right? So would the Arizona Cardinals go after a Micah? Well, I ended up making a list of who I would like the most in terms of if the Arizona Cardinals were to make a move like this, or maybe even a big move, right? Because like we said before, there's 3 players right now that could potentially be moved off of. Now, if I was the Commanders, the Cowboys, as well as the Cincinnati Bengals, I wouldn't let any of these 3 guys walk. I wouldn't. But sometimes relationships tarnish with how bad these negotiations are happening. But it's part of the business, right? I ended up making a list in terms of what I would like to see priority, right? Priority. This is my list. Now, it is in order of what I would like to see the Arizona Cardinals do. Now, of course, there's no way in hell the Arizona Cardinals are making 2 of these moves, right? Especially the top 3. But right now, the Arizona Cardinals per over the cap, we're sitting at the 5th highest in cap space. We're behind the Patriots with close to 60 mil. The Lions have 48 mil. The 49ers have 47 mil. The Raiders have 37 mil. The Cardinals have 35 mil in cap space per over the cap, right? Terry McLaurin would be my first priority, but here's the thing. We had a few people yesterday when we did an evening stream say that they would rather go for another defensive guy, which I respect, right? I think this is going to be one of those things where we can disagree, but it's cool. I think we can see both sides of it, right? The only reason why I would lean a little bit more heavier to Terry McLaurin, because we truly, really didn't upgrade anything on the offensive side of the ball this last year. We didn't. Like, let's be real. The Arizona Cardinals brought back the exact same offense. They did, especially with a lot of question marks going into 2026, a lot of big, uncomfortable conversations, especially if this season doesn't go the way that we want it to, could potentially happen in 2026. We really didn't do very much on the offensive side of the ball. That's one of the main reasons why I have Terry McLaurin here as my number 1. Now, Trey Hendrickson, I just like Trey Hendrickson. I'm going to be real. But this list this is the end all be all, because to be honest with you, now that I'm really looking at my list here, Micah Parsons would be over Trey Hendrickson. So let me make a scratch here real quick and scratch this off. Now that I'm really looking at this list, I would like to see Micah Parsons actually number 2. Now, is he going to be more expensive? Is it more of a long-term player? Yes, it will. But I would like to see Micah Parsons at the number 2 spot than Trey Hendrickson number 3. Now that I'm really looking at this list. So, and then you got Keenan Allen out there, which this is crazy to me. Keenan Allen is still, till the day, a free agent. Still, till the day, a free agent. And guess what? The Cardinals don't need to go Terry McLaurin. They don't need to go Trey Hendrickson. They don't need to go Micah Parsons. If the Cardinals go after a Keenan Allen, I promise you, there's a lot of Cardinal fans that would be just happy with that. They would be happy with that. The last news that we ended up hearing from Keenan Allen was that Keenan Allen is just looking for the right spot, right? He's looking and waiting for the 53-man roster, but mainly probably the preseason to kind of get a glimpse of where he is best suited, because he doesn't want to be a 4th wide receiver. He wants to play. He wants to be on the field. Now, here we go. This came out since I've been live. Cue it. Ladies and gentlemen, how did I not see this? This is the problem when you go live in the morning and there's so much news coming our way. But we have Jordan Schultz now chiming in. 34 minutes ago, he ended up saying that Micah Parsons has requested a trade. Bang! There you go. 34 minutes ago, Micah Parsons requested a trade out of Dallas. He announced. Then Jordan Schultz 1 minute ago retweeted that and says, text from an NFC East executive. Laugh my butt off. I love this. Of course, that's A. I just saw this. No, I just saw Steve in the chat says, "Did you?" Oh, yeah, I just saw this. I was mainly going off my Diana Rossini's report because that's what I had all set up. I just saw this. So he's officially requested a trade. Now, with the Diana Rossini's report that we ended up talking about a little earlier, that's pretty much insinuating, right, that the request was going to come sooner rather than later, right? Because this is what we were talking about originally, which is the Diana Rossini report. The Micah Parsons and Cowboys relationship has deteriorated to the point where the star pass rusher is considering drastic measures, which could include a trade request. That's what we were talking about originally. But now, since we've been live, now it's actually been upgraded to an actually official trade request. Ooh, let's get some shame bells over to the Cincinnati Bengals, the Dallas Cowboys, and let's throw the Commanders in there as well.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Absolutely insane. Here we go. Whoa. Did Micah Parsons posted something. Oh, this is getting juicy. He actually posted something. We're going to read this novel here. We're going to read this novel. Let's get to it. Let me share my screen. Now we got Micah Parsons chiming in and providing a novel for everybody. Let's go and read into it. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do it. All right. So Micah Parsons, about 30 minutes ago, says, "Thank you, Dallas." Woo! Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Says this, and we're gonna read this in spurts. Is this the first one? 1 second. This might be the first. Yes, this is the first. Then I believe it's this one, and then I believe it's this one next. Okay, let's go. Let's read this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's read this novel. And it says this, I quote, "Yes, I want to be here. I did everything I could to show that I want to be a Cowboy and wear the star on my helmet. I wanted to play in front of the best fans in sports and make this America team once again. Sorry, to make this America's team once again. The team my pops and I grew up cheering for way up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Unfortunately, I no longer want to be here. I no longer want to be held to closed door negotiations without my agent present. I have no longer want shots taken at me for getting injured while I lay there on the line for the organization, our fans, and my teammates. I no longer want to narratives created and spread to the media about me. I had purposely stayed quiet in hopes of getting something done, but since there's confusion out there, let me make something clear. I had my agent reach out to the Dallas Cowboys last offseason after my third year in hopes of getting a deal done early. Unfortunately, the team did not want to start negotiations at that point. I was okay that they didn't complain and focused on the 2024 season. After the season, I told my agent once again to let the team know we were open to negotiations when they met at the combine. My agent informed me I should wait for other deals to get done because the price would only go up, but I didn't care and want to secure myself as a Cowboy long term. This was before any of the other pass rushers deals got done in 2024 season. After the season, I told my agent once again to let the team. Okay, so where are we at here? I've done this offseason. I knew that I would be leaving money on the table, but again, I was okay with that. Again, radio silence as far as my extension. In March, I met with Mr. Jones to talk about the leadership. Somehow the conversation turned into him talking contract with me. Yes, I engaged in back and forth in regards to what I wanted for my contract, but at no point did I believe this was supposed to be a form of negotiations, and I informed Mr. Jones afterwards my agent would reach out thinking this would be getting things done. But when my agent reached out and spoke to Adam, he was told the deal was pretty much already done. My agent, of course, told him that wasn't the case and also reached out to Stephen Jones. Again, the team decided to go silent. At that point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet, still not a call, email, or text to my agent and starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had a... let's see here. Has not had a formal negotiation, and I informed Mr. Jones afterward. Okay, this is kind of hard because I have to find the spot. reach out. Pretty much done. Blah, 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 blah. My agent, of course, told him that that wasn't the case. Again, the team decided to go silent. We saw that already. At this point, we decided we would allow the team to reach out to us whenever they decided they wanted to talk. Yet still not a call, email, or text to my agent starting a negotiation. Up to today, the team has not had a single conversation with my agent about a contract. Not one demand has been made. My agent about money, years, or anything else. Still, I stayed quiet. But again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I have made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for Dallas. My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally. Woo-wee! Here we go. Here we go. I'm sorry that it was very skippy. The way that these screenshots are at, it does still show the last screenshot, so I had to find a very specific spot. But summary concludes, he does not want to be a Dallas Cowboy anymore. With all the narratives spit about him, he's done. He's done. Wow. Big, big wow. Now, like we said before, will the Arizona Cardinals do it? We haven't seen it yet. I guess I'll leave it there. Now, CeeDee Lamb also chimed in. CeeDee Lamb put a tweet out / post on X and Twitter. Says, never fails, dog. Just pay the man what you owe him. No need for the extracurricular. So now CeeDee Lamb is getting involved. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. All right, we got a super chat coming in. My guy BBH with another one. Appreciate you. He says this, Micah would be great, but we need a wide receiver help. I don't want to run back the same wide receiving core. We complained about the D. Now this year, yeah, I agree. This is the only reason why my list says this. Now looking at this list, I probably would put Micah Parsons at 2 and Trey Hendrickson at 3. Like if I'm going to be real, I'm going to take that back and put Micah at 2 and then Trey at 3. But like, I'm going to be real. People would be happy with Keenan Allen. Of course we want Terry McLaurin. Will it happen? I mean, we just haven't seen the Arizona Cardinals do it, right? We haven't seen them do anything like this. So I don't know. It's kind of hard for me to sell the narrative that, hey, we should do something like this because we never seen Monty do it. The biggest trade we've made was getting Baron Browning. So this is insane. Appreciate it, BBH. But yeah, that's all the drama that's happening right now. I would love nothing more than bring Parsons in. I would love nothing more than to bring Terry McLaurin. I would love nothing more than bring Trey Hendrickson in. You make a move like this, it tells everybody you are ready to play and ready to go. Will the Arizona Cardinals do it? Well, that's going to be a question we're going to have to kind of wait and see and decide to see if the Arizona Cardinals are going to take advantage of an opportunity that's laid right out in front of them. But believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, this is an opportunity for the Cardinals to jump on it. And if you're truly leaving no stones unturned, this is one of the biggest stones you can unturn and change the trajectory of this team in 2025 to a playoff potential team, to a potentially deep run into the playoffs team, and maybe even a potential push for the Super Bowl, if you were to make a move like this. Now, we will be closing up shop right here, ladies and gentlemen. We will probably continue to do this Arizona Cardinal coverage / NFL coverage. You guys have been very, very amazing with obviously been very active in what's currently going on. Yesterday night, you guys were highly involved in the chat, so I appreciate you up and foremost. Do me a huge favor as we close up shop, ladies and gentlemen. Smack the like button on your way out. Right now, we have over 100 of you guys here right now with 25 likes. 25. Let's see if we can hit 50. Smack the like button here while we read the last BBH super chat of this stream, right? With another one. Says this, BBH, just happy Cards fans, finally drama free. Facts. So true. So true.
9 mistakes made ahead of me.
Sorry. Yeah, so true. I agree. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is currently what we have going on in the world of the NFL. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Smack the like button here on your way out, ladies and gentlemen. The NFL is getting hairy right now. It's getting hairy. Terry McLaurin wants out. Micah Parsons wants out. Everybody wants out of their current organization. Will the Cardinals take advantage? Let's wait and see. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get ready for training camp. I will be attending training camp. There's going to be pads on. We do not know if it's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to be there, so I'm excited to see if he's going to be there or not. I'm going to keep my eyes peeled and see exactly what happens there. So appreciate you guys for being here. Up and foremost, you guys are all absolutely amazing. Smack the like button on your way out. Subscribe if this is your first time here. Have a great rest of your day, and as always, go Cardinals.